Ladies and gentlemen, this Red Gaming Tedacom video. It has been confirmed that Halo 2 Anniversary campaign will not run at native 1080p resolution. Indeed, the 343 executive producer Dan has said that the resolution, rather than being 1080p, or 1920 by 1080 rather, is going to be 1328 by 1080. At 60 FPS, so once again 1328 times 1080. Now, from what I understand, all other aspects of the Halo Anniversary Collection will run at 1080p native, so in other words 1920 by 1080 at 60 FPS. So for example, Halo CE campaign is going to be 1080p/60. The Halo 2 campaign is going to be at 1080p, but the Halo 2 Anniversary campaign is once again going to be 1328 by 1080/60. Halo 3 campaign 1080p 60. Halo 4 blah blah blah. So why is it that it's not running at what many people would say would be the expected resolution? Well, apparently, Halo 2 Anniversary is running two game graphics engines, the OG H2 and H2A, and the original audio, that's music and FX, as well as the completely new music and FX. And the switch between these modes is basically instantaneous. So they are saying that if they weren't running the OG engine, it could in theory run at high resolution, but that's not the, and I quote, the intended nature of the project. It's designed to be a remake that lets you switch between the two instantaneously. So now you can feel one way or the other about that, but that's basically what they intended. Personally, I mean, this is my own personal opinion. I'm actually getting Anniversary Edition. I've literally got the receipt and everything. It's pre-ordered. I've got it as part of my deal with my Xbox One. I don't necessarily know I'm that interested in being able to switch between them. I mean, I suppose from a graphical standpoint, for me, it's quite helpful. But aside from that, I don't think I'm going to go to every area and think, oh, this is great. Maybe per level it would be quite good, but I would have preferred the higher resolution if I'm totally blunt. Now, obviously, it does, to a degree, depend on what we're going to be dealing with in terms of anti-aliasing as well. Hopefully, we're not going to be getting some subpar version of FXAA, in other words, crappy post-process, but I don't think they've confirmed that. I have done a bit of Googling and I've not found much information regarding it. As a little bit of an update as well, unsurprisingly, people are still very pissed at the whole Assassin's Creed thing. With Unity, of course, being confirmed at 900p on both the PS4 and Xbox One. There's a huge backlash going about the internet right now. I think basically the NeoGAF servers probably had a meltdown. Once again, I'm not a member of there, I just kind of lurk. And Reddit, same thing, from my lurking on there, and a few other forums that I've kind of looked at. People are pretty pissed, so I'm interested to see how this Halo news is going to go down, because people are already complaining over the resolution. And here's the problem, because mentally, you can tell people all this stuff, but they're not going to keep it in mind. All they're going to say is, dude, it was released on a machine that's 2 generations old now. You should be running this in 1080p at 60 FPS. And that's all that's going to be in there going through their thought process. But to be honest with you, I mean, even Ubisoft said with regards to Assassin's Creed, it's not the GPU that was the problem, it was the CPU. And I do wonder in regards to, and this is something I actually forgot to mention in the Assassin's Creed video yesterday because I did it fairly late, I do wonder how the CPU difference between the PS4 and Xbox One, remember they are supposedly running at a different clock speed, although the PS4's still not been confirmed yet as far as I'm aware. But in some benchmark tests, which I did link in the video description, the PS4's CPU seems to be slightly outperforming the Xbox One in certain tasks. It's all a bit weird, and I'd like to get a little bit more information with that. But with Halo, it's a bit of an odd resolution. I'm surprised they didn't go with just 720p. It's maybe so they can say that the whole thing is 1080p. I'm guessing it might be for marketing purposes, because you can say it's all running at 1080p, which is technically true. if all you're counting is the vertical resolution and you're not counting the horizontal. But I don't know. I have a feeling that this isn't going to do them any favours either. I have a feeling that there's going to be a backlash over this. And some people will argue, well, if people didn't report on it or news sites didn't talk about it. The problem is, as soon as you see something like this on a blog, it's just going to go on the likes of NeoGAF, and people are going to get pissed, because I get the feeling quite a few gamers right now are not happy with the current state of affairs. I think, to be honest, this came at a really bad time because people are really bitter over the whole Assassin's Creed thing. Personally, if they felt that this was the best option and it's what they wanted for the vision of the game, they wanted you to be able to switch between these modes, from my point of view, I don't really see it that big of a deal. However, I'm someone who's not played the game and I've not seen it running in my own hands with the two modes, so maybe I'd feel differently if that's the case. So I'm going to reserve judgment on whether they've made the right or wrong call with that, and to be honest, even if it is the wrong call, it's their project. At the end of the day, I can't make the decision. If they felt that, you know, switching between them really is the deciding factor in the way they wanted to go with the title, then fine. I think people are going to be less pissed than the whole Assassin's Creed situation, personally. Even I just can't believe what they said in regards to it stops the whole debate. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Just saying that, it's just going to piss people off, because now people are wondering on the PS4 side of things, well, what could it really have done? The Xbox One owners are just, like, really confused, and while I understand that companies don't want to get into these resolution debates because ultimately they're consoles, so you're going to get a situation in a couple of years' time where, quite simply put, newer games are just not able to run at 1080p 30 or 1080p 60 or whatever their target frame rate is. It's just going to be that simple. They're going to have to lower the resolution. So I can understand them not really wanting to enter that into that debate. Unfortunately speaking, it's just something that's going to hit the people's minds right now. And it's actually quite funny because I've heard some people in the PC gaming community, quite a number of people actually in the PC gaming community, actually attacking Nvidia in regards to Maxwell as well. Because they've said, well, you know what, it's great that Maxwell's that much more powerful, but we really were expecting, like, 4K at this point. You know, 4K monitors are becoming kind of the standard. So when are we going to be getting graphics cards which are easily able to deal with them? They're kind of lagging behind a little bit. And even in terms of CPUs for PC desktops, the CPU side of things is considerably advanced. It's just all a bit weird. And this is an issue that I was discussing just a while back, that I think over the next year to 2 years, a lot of stuff is going to start coming out. I'm personally waiting to see what the new R9s are going to be like, and the R9 300 series, as well as the new Maxwell revisions, supposedly revision B with the 20nm, and obviously the Titans are supposedly going to be released at some point. And then we are hearing that 4K displays are going to crash in price. So with that said, I'm mighty curious how that's going to play into things when we're looking at consoles which are currently not able to do 1080p for most games. Anyway, guys, hopefully you've enjoyed the video, and girls, of course. I'll see you soon. Take care, and bye for now.